Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Noise Complaints. Today I want to talk a little bit about a concept called day and date. And for those of you who may not know what day and date means, it means being able to watch first run new release Hollywood movies in your home the same day they're released in commercial cinemas. And the reason I want to talk about this is because there are a few products on the market today that allow for the well-heeled or 1% to do exactly that. And there is a new player on the market, Red Carpet Home Cinema, I believe it is. Red Carpet Home Cinema. I will link to it in the description below. But they made a splash at this year's CEDIA show in Denver, which was just this past weekend, because they basically unveiled their whole plan, their mission, if you will. And while this is all very exciting, because I have been a proponent of day and date release for some time now, and do think that it is actually the future of home entertainment and home cinema, once again, though, we have a product and a service that is aimed at, well, let's face it, really, really rich people, of which I am not one, and I'm thinking it might be safe to say that many of you watching this are not one of those people either. And I think that this is, once again, a bit of a mistake, and also, once again, just a missed opportunity. Because, for the record, this service, this red carpet service, I believe the device, the player itself, is like $15,000, which in the super high-end consumer electronics space isn't a lot of money. It's not hard to spend $15,000 in the ultra high-end markets. However, the cost of watching a movie the day it is released to the general public in cinemas is $2,000 to $3,000 per title. And that allows you 2 viewings over, I believe, a 48-hour period. It might be 72 hours, but I do believe that it is 48 hours. And that enables you to pause it. I don't believe it enables you to rewind it, but you do get 2 viewings for $2,000 to $3,000. And the real bummer of all of this, too, is the fact that these viewings are limited to 1080p, albeit they are at a higher bit rate than disc and most HD streaming, but it's still HD. It's HD. So you're going to go to a commercial cinema, let's say to watch the new Brad Pitt movie, that Ad Astra, which looks amazing, and you're going to go see that in Cinema 4K, digital projection Cinema 4K, and maybe pay for 4 people or 2 people and some drinks and popcorn, you know, $50 to $75, depending on where you live. And that is a lot of money. But for the 1%, spending $2,000 to $3,000 to watch this film this Friday in the comfort of their own home, they're going to be treated to a 1080p presentation. And they're only going to get Dolby Digital. No Atmos, none of that. And so, yeah, I mean, here's a service that on the surface seems really cool, and something that anybody watching this who's into home theater and home entertainment and loves movies, of which I am a fan, would probably really want a bite of. And yet, even if you were the well-heeled and could afford it, they're still limiting you? And funny how the limitation isn't, for me, the $2,000 price tag and 48 to 72 hour viewing window. It is the fact that for all that money, I'm getting a less than top-of-the-line or commercial cinema experience. To which I say, then what's the point? What's the point? And so that is why I think this day and date argument, it's something that the studios don't necessarily want consumers to have. Hold that thought for a second. But they're willing to dabble their toes in the water, you know, by kind of throwing some crumbs out there, like maybe they're considering it. But in doing so, they kind of neuter it. And in neutering it, you're just like, well, what's the point? And I think they're kind of doing this on purpose so that people lose interest in it. Now, I said hold that thought because Hollywood's already day and dating movie releases. They are. They may not be day and dating Ad Astra or Avengers yet, but more independent releases or foreign releases or even less than tentpole releases appear on digital the same day as their limited theatrical releases all the time. So why aren't we just letting it happen? I mean, this is the natural progression of cinematic releases. It is. And I've been saying this since 2008 when I tried to desperately, even as an independent filmmaker, I tried desperately to release my film day and date style, digital with theatrical, and I was almost successful. But even as an independent, the system was structured to keep me from being able to do that. But here we are in 2019, about to be 2020, and it largely kind of exists, provided you don't want to watch the latest, say, Marvel movie or the big Oscar contenders or big tentpole action films like Ad Astra. But I don't know, would you want to watch Ad Astra in your home or your custom home theater? Keep in mind, these are for customers that may have $500,000 to $1 million custom home theaters in their home already. So if that's the case, why would you limit them? And if it's a matter of price, if the studios want more money, I have to imagine that these customers are the types that would pay more in order to get more. They're used to that. They want that. And yet here we have this ultra high-end, ultra exclusive $15,000 box with $2,000, $3,000 per title movies. And you're getting 1080p? Well, what's the point? Because there are other services like this out there that don't limit you. Yes, some are more expensive, but they're not limiting. And they kind of have the same deals with the studios as well. So I don't know. I kind of think that they kind of made a big splash, and CEDIA and like Sound and Vision covered it. A lot of people covered this, and it seems like really, really good stuff and progress. But it's not. It's not. It's on this. It sounds good in a press release. It sounds good in a blog post. But peel back the layers of the onion, and it just sort of, I don't know, kind of seems like non-news. So as we progress and as digital release structure becomes more and more commonplace, the window between a theatrical release and a digital release is shrinking. It's shrinking to the point now where it really is 30 to 45 days, even on big titles. That means Ad Astra comes out this weekend, I believe. Comes out this weekend, and 30 to 45 days from now, depending on how it does theatrically, you can expect to see it on Vudu, on Google Play Movies, and things like that. And then obviously the DVD or Blu-ray would follow another 30 or 45 days beyond that. So you're talking about a 90-day maximum window of wait time. I mean, that's small. It used to be 6 months, 8 months, sometimes even a year before you saw that VHS tape of the movie you loved so much. But now everything is within 90 days, and some of it is even closer to 30. So we're going to get there. We don't need the 1% paying gobs and gobs of money, because the studios aren't using this as proof of concept. They know the concept works. They're just using this to get a little extra money out of people, and the AV press is kind of, I don't want to say falling all over itself, but making a little bit bigger deal out of this because it's a way to sell the high end. But in reality, it's largely a gimmick, I think. It's largely a gimmick. And as a result, I think it's a failed opportunity to bring a viable concept and a real, truly worthwhile product to market. So, yeah. That was the first thing that jumped out at me at CEDIA. I did not go to CEDIA. I don't like going to trade shows because, honestly, they become very monotonous. They become very tiring. And frankly, the stories that come out of trade shows have become so routine. But that doesn't mean I don't have opinions on it. And I do plan on doing a CEDIA as well as a Rocky Mountain Audio Fest kind of mashup episode here next. Coming soon to noise complaints because, well, I don't have complaints, but I got thoughts. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But I put it to you. What do you guys think about day and date? Is this a Is this something you're looking forward to? Is this something that you want for your personal home theater systems? How cool would it be to be able to day and date affordably? But most importantly, I want to know from you, how much are you willing to pay? Like, let's say you could watch Avengers Endgame the same day it was released in theaters in your personal home theater, and you could watch it twice for a 48-hour window, and you could invite as many people over as you wanted. How much would it be worth to you to spend to have that kind of convenience and that kind of service? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And remember, the only person that has to like the sound of your system is you. So happy listening, everybody. And until next time, we'll see you on the next video. Bye.